Hey, so while taking a break, I thought I'd tell you some of my tips and tricks with revision, because obviously breaks are very good. Now, if you're in GCSE, you'll probably have a lot of exams. A-level, I think that's changed, but you'll still have less than GCSE, and then when you're in uni, you'll have even less. So these tips and tricks can work for everything, but I'm a uni student at the moment. Okay, so first things first, if you're revising, it is good to make sure that you sort of do it from the beginning. Now some of you thinking, can't be bothered. Like, sort of I was like that. I mean, I started at the beginning, I sort of let myself go in between, but then I started up again. But it's definitely good to make sure you get lots of revision in. Easter is a very good time as well, just to make sure you're fitting it all in. And then I find mine are one every week, so there's a week in between, so I find the week beforehand is when I start focusing on that particular exam. I find that's a good thing to do. So in GCSE you might only have a couple of days in between, so maybe do the focus the night before, a couple of days before, just making sure you're focusing just on that one exam. Hopefully when you have bigger gaps it'll be easier to focus on other ones. I know it's a bit more difficult when you have two in the same day. A-level, they're a bit more spread out, so you might have a few more days to focus. Now, of course, there's different ways of revising. The most common way is past papers or quizzes. Generally past papers for A-levels and GCSEs, quizzes are more in uni. So I find if you keep going through them until basically you know the answers off by heart, because it is likely that they will come up, well, especially in uni, because they tell you that you'll have some seen and unseen questions. But what doesn't come up, make sure you make notes on it. Or if it's something you're struggling in quizzes, make sure you go over it. So here's my example right here. Some of you have no idea what this is, but this is myosin type 1 and type 2. I kept on confusing what it was, so I drew them out and made sure that I definitely remembered it, and now I won't forget it. I find that once I draw it out, I never forget it. So that's a good thing to do. But if you find there's some topics that haven't come up, make sure you write lots of notes for them. Now don't go over the top, it's enough to remember. Now I tend to go for colour, because I find colour I remember more, so because I'm quite the visual learner. Now some of you may want to do spider diagrams. They're very good for the sort of sciences and GCSE, I find. Some things it's hard to sort of revise for, but you should find a good technique. Now generally what I do is I split my sort of work when I'm on a focus week into sort of 4 sections, so that every time I've done a section I take a break. So I do the first section, and then I probably find that I'm having breakfast, and then I do another section and find that I'm having some lunch, and then sometimes I sort of stop in between as well if they're a large section. It depends on how I split it up. So I find myself probably listening to music sort of like this, because then I find it's just an easy way to sort of let it all out and relax and get ready again. And you might find that you remember more just because of this crazy sort of thing you do, which is what I do. And obviously the most important thing is to be positive, and also to make sure that you're eating well. Now I always eat very well. Before an exam I'll make sure that I have a breakfast and I have a good lunch, depending on when the exam is, whether it's a morning or afternoon. And I find that drinking green tea, so if you don't like it, try a flavoured one, really helps as well, just because it's got the caffeine in it, but it's also apparently quite good at stimulating the brain. Whether that's true or not I don't know, but just have fun. Yeah, when teachers say that, you sort of look at them like, and obviously good luck, and hopefully you'll find something that works for you. So I'm going to show you what I do in my breaks in a second, because why not? Yeah, so just remember, try and revise as much as possible during the year. Try and do a lot more focus in the Easter holidays, exams, quizzes, whatever it is. Then write notes on stuff that doesn't come up, write notes on things that you find difficult, and do focus days or weeks when it comes up to your exams. Bye bye and good luck.